Hi, my name is Eloise De Leon, and today I want to talk about the Atlantis Scalar work that's offered by Dr. Elisa Medhughes and her son in spirit, Eric Medhughes. Um, I had the service of energy repair, protection, and enhancement for the entire household. And so I highly endorse the service. I highly recommend anything that they offer because this has been a real game changer, and it's been very transformational for me. So, and that word transformational, everybody uses it for everything. um, but this was amazing for me. Um, so I want to tell you my experience about using this service. Um, Before I had the service, I was content in life. I felt very, okay, everything was going well. And, just happy with my place in life. And I live with my daughter and her family, and I just adore them. And so, it was good. Um, and I'm a healing practitioner myself. So I would do a lot of work on myself, a lot of self-care. Um, so yeah, everything was pretty good. But after COVID, I noticed a dullness, a flatness, and I really thought it was out there. I thought, wow, I was walking down the street in Manhattan one day and thinking, we really lost that shine. We lost that energy. What happened to Manhattan? Oh, it was COVID. And what happened to me? Well, maybe it's the same. Plus, I hit a big number in my age. I turned 70. And so I just felt a little duller, a little flatter, um, and less energy, less flexibility in my body, less ability to climb up and down the stairs that I have to in order to take the trains, the subways in the city. They were just really grueling for me every day, like really hardcore grueling. And, but, I took it in stride. I thought, that's life, right? And when I heard about the service, I was intrigued. I was not sure I wanted to put out the amount of money that it costs, only because I thought, well, what is this? This is very esoteric. I don't quite understand it, and I don't really have any materials to read. And the testimonies that had come through were very quick. They were enticing, but I thought, really? They had that great experience? It was taking me a little bit of time to get on board with it. But the thing that really convinced me to do it was because I just love Eric. I think that Eric is so fantastic, authentic, funny, and and Elisa is the most beautiful human. What a great heart, so generous, so humble. Um, and I mean, she makes me laugh every time I see her. She'll just say something, that's just very baby boomerish, which, is like my generation. So I can really appreciate her. And, but I mean, she's just, everyone can appreciate her because she is really an amazing, amazing person. So I went ahead and got the service, didn't know what to expect. Um, I, within a few days, I had this beautiful stream of energy come through me. And I thought, they did it. I know they did the work. And sure enough, later that day, I got the confirmation. We did it. It's complete. And what happened was that I had moved from one room to another in our household, and I had stored in a couple of closets, all these huge bins of things, um, that I now really needed to go through and sort out and, condense. but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So they'd been there for like a month, and all of a sudden it was effortless, really and truly effortless. My mind and body was on a mission, and it just went through everything. I was able to sort everything, photographs, books, my collection of audio and videotapes, which were many, um, and old clothes, the things that we accumulate over time, and either put them in a place that was accessible because they were still useful, or, pass them on to someone who could use them or recycle them. So it was really satisfying to do that in a very short amount of time, actually. And I noticed also in taking the subway in the city that the stairs day by day became easier and easier to navigate. I was really surprised. But here, 2.5 months later, after the service was completed, I'm still amazed at how much energy I have and how I mean, I even ran up the stairs a couple days ago just to show myself I could do it. But it's just not a problem at all. I've noticed more flexibility in my body. Um, and also this is a really important point. I have had greater discernment about what is the right choice for me to make. So it's more of a knowing, like an intuitive knowing. A lot of times I would muscle test to see, should I, shouldn't I? And now a lot of times I don't even have to do the muscle testing because there's that instant knowing of what to do. So for instance, I resumed my meditation practice, and I've been a lifelong meditator, but not necessarily on a regimented every day, twice a day way, which is how it used to be a long time ago. And so I knew that it was time to resume it, and I did, and it's just been stellar. It's just been wonderful. The meditations, quality wise, have been like nothing I've ever experienced before. I'm able to go deep. And I think the reason is because I have less chatter. I have the ability to, oh, I just lost my screen there. In fact, I'll tell you, a couple nights ago, my friend who is a medium was able to bring in Eric, and Eric, I was so happy to thank him, first of all, for the Atlantis Scalar work and for all of the other, the information that comes through him and just the joy of being with him. So I was able to thank him, and that was very nice. And he asked me if I was thinking more clearly with the service. And yes, indeed, I am. My mind is much clearer. It's less laden with worry. It is, I just have more confidence. It's, I hesitate to use the word, but that is what it is. It's just like, it's not like I'm so confident, but it's more like it's ease. I just feel more at ease, more comfortable. And so I feel like I'll have a knowing about what to do. And I will also, in my meditations, all of those concerns and worries that used to, chatter away in my mind, they're not there anymore. So I can really just go deep in the meditation. And now the meditation is like so important to my life, right? And I also feel that the more good that happens to us that brings us joy, which this service has certainly done for me, bringing me back to myself and a better self, really, that it brightens us and it brightens our auras. And so, or at least it has for me. And so in that way, I have been able to feel more more like I see the whole world as an inviting place. I'm I remember the other day thinking, wow, Manhattan got its groove back. And then I realized, no, I got my groove back. Manhattan was always okay, but now I'm back to myself and my heart is open. And with this energy that I have, I see it differently. And Manhattan is back to being the most fabulous city to me. And I'm just so happy to be here. And well, I live in Brooklyn, but I'm in Manhattan every day, and Brooklyn's great too. But anyway, let's see, I know there was something else I wanted to mention. Um, I want to just go back to the idea of the cost. So now in retrospect, I think that that was so minuscule, so inexpensive compared to the value of the service. And so I would highly recommend it to anyone. I look forward to doing more services. And I just want to thank Elisa and Eric from the bottom of my heart for all the beautiful work that you do in the world. Thank you, Elisa, for organizing all these fantastic mediums that work with you to bring Eric's teachings. In fact, the other night I listened, or was it last night? I listened to Eric give a teaching through a medium from India. And it was one of his Professor Eric series. And I didn't even know about the Professor Eric series, so I'm going to have to look those up. But it was all about him talking about how and when to provide healing to our loved ones. And it was just the most perfect time for me to hear that. I really appreciated his wisdom. It really landed in me. I'm so appreciative of Eric. So thank you, Lisa. Thank you, mediums. Thank you, Eric. And everyone else out there, thank you for watching the video. And I really hope that you get to experience this, this amazing work.